WWE 2K Showcase Mode has always been a beloved feature, allowing players to immerse themselves in some of WWE's most memorable moments. Yet, as WWE transitioned into the PG era in summer 2008, some of these iconic moments underwent notable changes when depicted in video games via the Showcase modes. These adjustments are a reminder of how the once over-the-top and adult themes of the WWE have changed drastically over the past 15 years, with the company now making sure to be extra careful when it comes to revisiting the past. Join us now as WrestleGamia looks at 8 ways PG changed real-life moments in WWE 2K Showcase mode. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when we upload a video. Number 1. Big Show's attire change WWE 2K14. Now, one such instance of a PG era change in Showcase mode can be traced back to the recreation of the WrestleMania 2000 main event in WWE 2K14. The Big Show would be one of the participants during the Fatal 4-Way main event for the WWF title. Fans of this era might recall that during matches around this time, Big Show would wear one of his regular merchandise t-shirts as part of his ring attire. If you remember for this match specifically that he wore his t-shirt that said Big Nasty Bastard, which was just something you'd expect to see during these times at WWE. It wasn't shocking or controversial at all. Yet in the game's portrayal, the t-shirt was seen as too rude for the current PG era, so it was decided that an edit would need to be made for this attire. A much simpler design was chosen as a replacement, with just the words Big Show now being on front of the t-shirt. This change, whilst minor, does reflect the WWE's commitment to removing what they feel is explicit content in line with its PG direction. The change didn't go over well with some of the players, with some feeling that WWE and 2K were changing history and not representing the era and attire accurately. Number 2. A different ending WWE 2K14. The same WrestleMania 2000 event in WWE 2K14 brought another change that fans were quick to notice. The end of the WWF title Fatal 4-Way elimination match is remembered for what was felt as an unnecessary and predictable swerve. Triple H would get the win and retain the title thanks to Vince McMahon betraying The Rock, who was in his corner for the match. As Triple H was a heel and WrestleMania at the time was about to send the fans home happy, what followed in the real event was The Rock venting his frustration by delivering a rock bottom and a people's elbow to Stephanie McMahon. However, the WWE 2K14 version's ending was significantly changed, with Vince McMahon, not Stephanie, taking the brunt of The Rock's anger with a rock bottom people's elbow combo to end the show. This deviation from the source material stems from WWE's strict stance against showcasing intergender violence in its PG era. In the Attitude Era, intergender violence was pretty much the norm, and was so too in the games up until SmackDown vs. Raw 2010.
What a rotten human being McMahon is. And wait a minute. Oh, rock bottom. Oh, Mr. McMahon, rock bottom. Mr. McMahon has been rock bottom straight through WrestleMania all the way to hell. I can't believe what I've seen. Come on, somebody do something.
Number 3. No middle fingers allowed WWE 13. And then there's WWE 13, which was the beginning of what fans now recognize as the Showcase mode. Initially dubbed the Attitude Era mode, this feature celebrated unforgettable moments from the Attitude Era during 1997 to 1999. But with the game's release coinciding with WWE's stricter PG guidelines in 2012, certain elements had to be adjusted. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the ultimate superstar of the Attitude Era, was famous for his defiant middle finger gestures. Yet within the game, these iconic taunts were blurred out, ensuring compliance with WWE's strict rules and stance on being family friendly even within the video game releases. Interestingly, future WWE 2K games relaxed this rule, restoring the middle finger salute of Stone Cold without any censorship. Number 4. Changing the match WWE 13. The Attitude Era mode in WWE 13 had another interesting alteration. Players diving into the rivalry between Kane and Stone Cold that led to the King of the Ring in 1998 main event match were in for a surprise. Originally a first blood match, turning off the blood in the option games menu would transform it into a last man standing contest. This change wasn't just cosmetic, it came with an entirely new cutscene sequence, showcasing The Undertaker's inadvertent role in costing Stone Cold a match. This time, instead of causing Stone Cold to bleed, he would accidentally KO Stone Cold so he doesn't make it back up for the 10 count in the last man standing match. This decision to provide a blood-free alternative mirrors WWE's decision to limit graphic content in the PG era. Number 5. Cutting a moment completely, WWE 2K15. WWE 2K15 had two showcases, one for John Cena and CM Punk's rivalry from 2011 to 2013, and one for Triple H and Shawn Michaels' rivalry from 2002 to 2004. One of the matches in the HBK Triple H showcase would be the World Heavyweight title match at Armageddon 2002, which was a 3 stages of hell match. It was a great match to include as it was full of big moments, and it was the only time that Shawn Michaels would have a title defense on pay-per-view during his second run with the company with his return in 2002. Although this was a great match to include, a segment from the street fight portion of the match was completely cut from the recreation of 2K15. Now during the actual match, both Shawn Michaels and Triple H would fight towards the Armageddon pay-per-view stage, and this is where we saw Triple H not only bringing a 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire into the match, but it was also the moment he set it on fire using the flames from the stage. However, this was nowhere to be seen in 2K15's version. While filming Flaming Tables continues to make appearances in WWE 2K games, the flaming barbed wire 2x4 was axed, yet another case of the PG era's restrictions. Number 6. Weapons cut from the match, 2K14. WWE 2K14's take on Edge vs Mick Foley's hardcore match from WrestleMania 22 also felt the impact of PG regulations. The real-life match was full of weapons that we don't see today like barbed wire bats and thumbtacks, both having major spots within the match. However, 2K14's representation omitted these brutal spots, focusing on other aspects of the bout like Lita's interference and the use of a non-barbed wire wrapped baseball bat. Despite these exclusions, the flaming table spot was still featured, likely due to how big of a moment that was to the ending of the match.
Oh, no! Look out! My God! Foley's flesh may be seared! Spear through the table! Listen to this place explode! Listen to this place go crazy!
Number 7. 2x4 no barbed wire, 2K16. WWE 2K16 Stone Cold Showcase highlighted yet another subtle PG-driven change. The final moment of the 3 stages of hell match between Stone Cold and Triple H from No Way Out 2001 was one to remember. Both superstars wielded their weapons, Triple H with a sledgehammer and Austin with a 2x4 in barbed wire. And in a last-ditch effort from both superstars to win the match, both swung their weapons at each other, which saw them knock each other out, with Triple H getting the win by falling on Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's a great moment from a great match, but some players would have noticed an alteration in the game's rendition. The 2x4, notorious for its barbed wire wrap, which was in the real-life version, was presented sans the barbed wire. The PG era had once again made its presence felt, with 2K likely being told that barbed wire was not allowed in the game and that the plain 2x4 was the only thing that could be done. And number 8, toning down the language, WWE 13. The fine-tuning of the PG content didn't just stop at weapons we saw on screen. WWE 13 showcased subtle audio edits that aligned with the WWE's cleaner approach during the cage match between Stone Cold and Mr. McMahon at the St. Valentine's Day Massacre in February of 1999. Stone Cold would cut a promo after causing McMahon to go flying off the cage and through the announcer's table. In the real event, the medical team would come out to put the injured Mr. McMahon on a stretcher, with Stone Cold asking him if the son of a bitch was still breathing. However, in the game that line would be slightly altered for a cleaner cut, with it being changed to "Is the SOB still breathing?" It's not a very well known fact, but Stone Cold, along with a few other stars from the Attitude Era, actually did brand new voiceovers for this mode. In this case, it allowed THQ to give it more of a PG take when recreating old lines. This wasn't the case for everyone, however, with some of the stars like Vince McMahon, The Rock and Shawn Michaels not revoicing their old lines, so in their cases, actual event audio was used instead. Using event audio was certainly seen as a more popular and less costly choice, as after WWE 13, most of the moments from Showcase mode would only use event audio. This meant that when 2K16 revisited the Austin McMahon cage match moment, they chose to retain the original audio without the edits.
As far as I'm concerned, the match never really started because the bell never rang. So, he ain't gonna lose that easy. Now, jackass. Jackass. That's you in the black. Is the SOB still breathing? Well, since he is still breathing, if you want me to finish this can of whoop ass, give me a hell yeah.
Mr. McMahon.
And there you have it, folks. 8 ways PG changed real-life moments in WWE 2K Showcase mode. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling video game content.